to the April Murrieta Student of the Month program. I'm Mary Walters. I'm the MC for this morning, and at this time I'd like to invite Cameron Stevens to come up from Student Venture to lead us in a prayer.
Good morning, everybody. If you don't mind, would you stand with me? We'll open in prayer. Let's pray. Father, we thank you so much for this morning. We thank you for another day, Lord God, with the breath in our lungs to be able to go about our day and all that you have set before us. We thank you for this morning and what it represents, Lord, to be here to honor these students in all that they have accomplished and done throughout this school year and all their years in high school. Lord, I pray that you would just bless them as they continue to work and prepare to not only finish this year, but as they look beyond, Father God, for the plans that you have set before them and where they're to go, whether that be school or a career or the military or whatever you have for them, Lord God. We know that you're going to bless them. And Lord, may we all honor you and thank you for what you have given to us. Thank you for the teachers, administrators, families, and the community represented in this room that have come alongside and surrounded these students with love and grace and support, and I pray, Lord, that you would bless them as well in all their adventures. So, Lord, we thank you for this morning, and pray you just be with us now. In your name we pray. Amen.
Mr. Kelly, could you lead us in the pledge?
Please join me in pledging our allegiance to our nation's flag. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to invite Sally Myers to come forward. And Sally, just want to let you know that all of us have you and your family in our thoughts and prayers at this time. So,
thank you.
love you. Okay. Do you want this?
I do need that, yes. Thank you, Mary. Really appreciate it. It's kind of interesting when you have someone as dear in your life as your dad, how when you're with the people you care about the most, it's always the toughest. But I have to tell you, our Student of the Month family has been incredible. And for those of you that don't know, my mom and dad own Richie's Diner in Temecula, Murrieta, and so it was my dad that recently went home to be with the Lord. And I'll tell you what, he was just such a great example for me, and I worked with him since I've been in high school. So to say that I miss him is obviously kind of a silly thing to say because we all miss our parents. But I just want to say to all of you, just congratulations for being selected as Student of the Month for April. And it is so exciting to have you here today. And our program has been honoring students, goodness, for close to 22 years now, and we are so excited that we have this wonderful respect and longevity in our community, and we appreciate all of our sponsors and our Chamber of Commerce and our city of Murrieta that come together to be able to honor all of you today. And our program actually began 26 years ago in Temecula, and then we moved to Murrieta, up to Lake Elsinore, and over to Paris Menifee. So we have 4 of these a month. And I can say in the 26 years that we have been doing Student of the Month, every story is awesome. Every story is heart-warming and touching and unique. And each one of our students have a special gift, which I believe is why our program will continue for years to come, because you all have a story. And your story makes a difference. So we want to thank you for that. We have a mission statement, and it is the mission statement by which we select the students. And when I say we, I don't mean me, but the schools and their administrators select the students. But for all of you parents and grandparents that are in the room today, we want you to know what that mission statement is, because I think it's important for you to know. And so we are a local recognition program. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're honoring students for their character, their love of learning, how you all juggle numerous activities, whether it be campus activities, community service, athletics, or students that may have persevered through challenging life circumstances. And it's all done in a setting that honors God, our country, community, family, and free enterprise. And I don't know where you can go and get all of that in one room, but we do that here in Murrieta, and it is just so exciting. And so students, you're here not because you have a laundry list of activities or community service hours, which we know you do. It is because who you are as a person, your heart, your passion, and how you are truly making a difference in the lives of others on your campus or in your family. So we are so excited to be able to celebrate you today. We have a number of volunteers, and they truly are the wheels that make our program work, and so we just are so thankful for them. I want to introduce them to you now. And Llewellyn Fickey is our chair and our scholarship administrator, and I don't see Llewellyn Fickey here this morning, but she is awesome. We appreciate her very much. And Jennifer Pham has always been part of our program. She is now a mommy of 2, and she's taking a little bit of time to be with her children in the morning. But Jennifer Pham was 2002 Murrieta Valley High Student of the Year, and she's come back to volunteer with our program. And we also have Karen Paris, who's with Murrieta Valley Unified School District, and she manages all of our publicity and communication, so thank you for all of your assistance. And we have Dan Stake with Alta Pacific Bank, and Dan is one of our amazing greeters, so thank you very much, Mr. Dan. Appreciate you. Thank you. And Andy Morris, Mr. Andy with Farmers Insurance, and also the president of the board for the Murrieta Valley Chamber of Commerce, or chairman of the board. So thank you. And Rhonda Levine, Miss Rhonda, thank you very much. We appreciate you. So I want you to stand up because we call her the voice of the program, because she's the one that sends out all the emails to our sponsors and our dignitaries and works with the schools to collect the names. So thank you for all that you do. And of course, Mary Walters, our MC from Murrieta Valley Unified School District, and we're just so grateful that you've joined us this year. You do an amazing job. Thank you very much. We have Derek Gonzalez with Alta Altura Credit Union. So we have the 2 A's going here this morning. So Mr. Derek in that wonderful red shirt and tie, we love it. So thank you very much for managing all of our gifts for us this morning. And Murrieta Valley Unified School District also prepares our programs for today. And also Catherine Pepe. Catherine, I want you to please stand. She is with Temecula Olive Oil Company and Loma Linda University Medical Center. And so thank you for assisting us with scholarships and gifts as well. Thank you. So with that, I'd like to hand it back over to Miss Mary. So thank you very much. And I do appreciate all your prayers. So thank you.
Well, let's announce all of our students and their principals that we're celebrating this morning. So from Murrieta Mesa High School, we have Principal Steve Ellis and student Francis Alaprante. Congratulations. From Calvary Christian School, we have Administrator Do-hee Lee and student Soyeon Choi. From Vista Murrieta High School, Principal Mick Wager and student Matthew Yang. From Oak Grove School, we have Principal Tammy Wilson and student Christoph Jacobs. From Springs Charter School, we have Principal Ben Taylor and student Tran Tang. And from Murrieta Valley High School, we have Principal Mark Pettengill and student Tiffany Jackson. At this time, I would like to invite up Andy Morris to share a few words from the Chamber of Commerce.
Good morning, everybody. What a blessed day to be here with all of you and to be celebrating the students of the month. Whether you got here because you're a 4.0 student or you've just overcome adversity, it's such a blessing for me to be chairman of the board of the Chamber of Commerce, almost 1,000 members, and be here today to congratulate you. We take what you guys do and we really appreciate it. We know how hard life is, and the businesses here support you and the students. We support one of the greatest school districts, one of the greatest cities. We're just so blessed to be here, and I just want to congratulate you and the parents and the administrators for doing such a great job in getting you guys here today. So congratulations, and we're here to support you, and we hope, what we really always hope, is that you guys go out in the world and you come back to Murrieta and give back. That's really what we want you to do. So congratulations again. Have a great day. Thank you.
Well, we have some special guests with us this morning, so I'd like to introduce them. We have Dr. Judy White, our Riverside County Office of Ed Superintendent, so thank you, Dr. Judy White. And we also have Jacqueline Slavin Newberry for Riverside County Office of Education. Thank you, Jacqueline. And board members Ken Dixon and Chris Tomasian from the Murrieta Valley Unified School District. And Murrieta Valley Unified School District Superintendent, Mr. Patrick Kelly. And from the City of Murrieta, Mr. Scott Agajanian. We'd like to thank Group 1 Production and Stephen Ashby for videotaping today's event. It will be available to you to view on the Murrieta Valley Unified School District website and through a link that you can find in your program. Stephen, our cameraman, he's here bright and early, and he drives across the Ortega Highway to get here. So thank you, Stephen. Let's give him a round of applause. And we'd also like to thank Kip Catherine from Kip Photography. Kip. He is providing everyone with free access to all of the pictures from this morning. Parents and those in attendance can view his website, which is listed in the program. And then we'd like to thank the City of Murrieta for providing airtime on our Time Warner cable channel, so you can view this event on the cable channel. Now I'd like to introduce our breakfast sponsors. If you look to the back of the program, you can see the entire list, but I would like to introduce who's with us this morning. We have Margaret Jones. She's former MC, and she runs A1 Tuscany Travel. So thank you, Margaret. We thank Dave Robinson from Alpha Banking Company, Derek Gonzalez, he's in the back over there from Altura Credit Union, Ned Shelley Rodriguez from Azusa Pacific University. I know Ned Shelley's here somewhere. There she is. And we'd like to thank David Bechet from Bechet Enterprises, Des Starr and Derek Roth from Calvary Murrieta Christian School, Andy and Shauna Davies from Davies Financial Advisors. Thank you, Andy, for joining us this morning. Al Rubio from DCH Honda, Malia Ortliff and Eileen Earl from Eastern Municipal Water District. Thank you for coming. We have Donna Holliday and Stephanie Sandoval from Gosh Ford Temecula. Catherine Pepe, she's probably in the back somewhere, from Loma Linda University Medical Center. Thank you, Catherine. Mary Lou Dillard from MSJC, she's in the back. Tammy Wilson from Oak Grove Center. Dr. Judy White and Jacqueline Slavin Newberry from Riverside County Office of Education. Sally Myers from Sizzler Restaurants. And Tracy Butler from Medline Foundation. She's there somewhere. There she is. And Mayor Jonathan Ingram and his wife. So as part of the Student of the Month, you are in a competition with the students from your school for the Student of the Year, and you are the last Student of the Month because next month we have the Student of the Year. So as the Student of the Month, you'll be invited to complete a scholarship application, which I'm thinking that you're working on right now or you've already turned in. For the Student of the Year. You will compete against only the other Student of the Months from your school. The Student of the Year breakfast will be held here in a few weeks in May, so we look forward to seeing who our Student of the Year will be. And then with that, with becoming the Student of the Year, we have scholarships that come along with that. So we do have scholarship sponsors. We have Ann Shaw and Ray Evans from Abbott, Dave Robinson from Alpha Banking Company, Dan Stake from Alta Pacific Bank, David Bechet from Bechet Enterprises, Mr. and Mrs. Ken Dixon, Andy Morris from Elsinore Valley Municipal Water District, Mr. and Mrs. Patrick Kelly, Catherine Pepe from Loma Linda University Medical Center, Jody Butler from Medline Foundation, Mary Lou Dillard from MSJC, Robin Chris from RC Grading, Carol Hernandez from the Rotary Club of Murrieta, Nicole Farnham from Southwest Healthcare System, Rancho Springs Medical Group, Sandy Word from Witch Witch, and she's here with us this morning. Thank you, Sandy. And the City of Murrieta. So you can see that there's a lot of scholarship sponsors. In addition to the scholarship sponsors, we also have gift sponsors. Each month, local businesses provide a myriad of gifts for our Students of the Month. Some of the gift sponsors are the City of Murrieta, who provides the backpack, Murrieta Family YMCA, Elsinore Valley Municipal Water District, who provides a water bottle and lunch bag, Sizzler gift certificate, Richie's Diner, Texas Roadhouse, so you can see you get to go out to eat, so that'll be a lot of fun. Altura Credit Union, Bechet Enterprises, Temecula Olive Oil Company, Witch Superior Sandwiches. So lots of gifts for you. And then in addition to that, we have Student of the Year gift sponsors. We have Barnes & Noble of Temecula, Loma Linda University Medical Center with Catherine Pepe, Costco, and Murrieta Chamber of Commerce. Whew, that's a huge list, isn't it? So, with that now we've gotten by all of that. Now we're getting to the most important part of the program, the student presentations. You will hear examples of character, college choice, and future plans. The students will share their heartfelt stories with you today, and you will quickly understand why they are chosen as Students of the Month. Remember, your time limit is 5 minutes. I always have to remind the principals of that. The principal has 1 minute, student has 2.5 minutes, the teacher has a minute, and the family has a minute. Students, when you come forward, please bring your family and guests with you. They'll stand close to you on this side, and your principal and your teacher will be with you on the other side. Guests, save a dry corner of your napkins for the heartfelt stories that they will share. And students, try to relax and speak clearly into the microphone. I know it's nerve-wracking. I do it every month. And then please stand close together because the event is being videotaped, and you don't want Stephen having to come up and tell you to scooch together. So with that, we are going to bring up, first of all, Oak Grove with Principal Tammy Wilson.
I'm so honored to be here today. We just want to thank the sponsors and community supporters. And Christoph, come on a little bit closer to me. You're perfect. Thank you for all you do to support this program. It truly means so much to the kids in the community. And Sally, we just have been thinking about you during this time and love all that you've done for our community. So thank you so much. I'm so proud to present Christoph because he, in a very short time, he hasn't been that long at Oak Grove, but he's already made a tremendous impact. And this is a young man that, besides distinguishing himself in school, he is showing up in a way that shows that he cares about others. He's being a leader. He's making a difference, not only in his classroom, but in the entire school and his dorm. So we have just a lot of pride in him and what he's doing. And Ms. Evans, can you say a few words?
So Christoph hasn't been with us for too long, but it's funny because I knew when I first met him, it only took a couple days to figure out that I was in trouble because this kid is smarter than I am. So since he's been with us, he has shown that he's a great leader. He is a role model for his students. He almost acts like a peer tutor. When his classmates have troubles at home or at school, he's always there to help them and guide them through it. He is working on an internship with our culinary department. He's also working with a workability program in the maintenance, helping out fixing up the school. He has, I have something here. There it is. So he's, another thing about Christoph that he has a great sense of humor. There's not a day that goes by that we don't laugh at something that he says. He knows how to help his peers when they have questions or when there's a behavior. He can help them get through that. and he has, what is your GPA? Is 3.69, right?
I have no idea.
It's going up.
So at the end of every day with him, he likes to stay with me for a little while to kind of debrief on student behaviors and figure out different ways that we can try to help them get through all of that. But all in all, I love having Christoph in the class. He's an amazing student and a role model and leader for our other students.
Yay, Christoph.
Sorry, it looks like I've got a bit of an act here to keep up with. So I guess I should really talk about what my deal is. I have a rather long and eccentric history. Just a few years ago, I never figured I'd be where I am right now. I was actually part of Los Angeles Unified School District, attending a school of all places, North Hollywood. It was part of the greater school, but it was the highly gifted magnet there. And unfortunately, things did go wrong at home. I did have some adversities, and before you know it, I'm in places like Oak Grove for a couple of years. These days, I find myself really on the dorm. The people I do live with, 30 or so of which do have a lot of issues on a regular basis. And my problem personally is that I've got to deal with my own issues. A few years ago, I was diagnosed with PDD-NOS, autism spectrum disorder. While it's not really a typical autism, though, of course, it is considered high functioning. At first, they did think I was Asperger's. However, I did undergo quite a bit of testing, which showed that the issue was my mirror neurons. I don't generally relate well with people. I don't empathize terribly well, and because of that, I can't make interpersonal inferences. So on a regular basis, I'm finding myself trying to deal with my own issues, deal with others, and working on ending up, hopefully someday, in a school. I seek to work on semiconductor microarchitectural engineering and mathematics. And I think that in my life, the most important thing I've learned is to be really quite critical of myself. You can be critical of others. That's not really what matters in the end of the day. You live with 7 billion people around here, give or take. And unfortunately, it's a very, very big pond. And people always talk about how you need to assess your strengths and emphasize those. And I think that a lot of times people do that without considering what they really need to work on. When they say assess your strengths and use those to bolster your weaknesses, they really do mean that. Often people think, oh, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, but in the morning when you wake up and look yourself in the mirror in the eye and ask yourself, what do I need to do today? What do I need to do tomorrow? What do I need to do next year? And you find that there's a lot of things to be taken care of. And so it really is just one day at a time. Thank you.
Good job, Christoph. We're going to have his therapist, Lori, say a few words as his parent representative.
Don't worry, it'll be lightning quick. I'm usually the smartest person in the room, but when I met Christoph, I immediately knew I'd been way bettered. You just have to bow down to that superior intellect. What can I say? The kid is brilliant. Not only is he brilliant, but he has a great heart, as you could just see from his speech. Despite his many, many strengths, he's actually really humble. He looks at himself and what he needs to work on. He is not condescending or rude to other people. He's helpful to his peers, takes it one day at a time, and, basically remember the little people, Christoph.
He actually brings joy to us every day. It's my privilege now to announce Murrieta Mesa, Steve Ellis.
Don't worry, Mary. I'll be quick. It's just a big font, because I can't see. And also, I'm going to be honest, I would love to walk into a room and know I was the second smartest person. I'd take that any day of the week. Sorry. Good morning. My name is Steve Ellis, and I'm the principal at Murrieta Mesa High School, where I'm privileged to get to work with incredible students like the young man you're about to meet. And as always, I get to attend this incredible event 9 times, because I get next month as well for Student of the Year. I love to start my day this way. It makes everything from the night before, the day before, just go away for at least a couple hours. I'd like to start by thanking Sally and Jennifer, Llewellyn, Margaret back there. It's always good to have you here. And Mary for just putting on this, and all the sponsors for making this such a great event for our community. I'd like to thank and congratulate all of these other students, their families, and educators in the room, because it really does take a village, and we're fortunate enough to be in Murrieta. It's a pretty good village to raise kids. This morning, it is my pleasure to introduce you to Murrieta Mesa Senior of the Month for April, Francis Alapronte. I'm going to start by providing you a quick profile or resume of why on paper it makes sense that Francis is standing here with me today. Francis is an incredibly strong student, maintaining a 4.3 GPA, taking ridiculous classes that I can't even pronounce. Francis is in NHS, CSF. He's been on our track team for 3 of the 4 years where he competes as a pole vaulter. And I have to change my speech based on yesterday's results, where last year he set the junior school record, and I was going to say, and now he's pursuing the overall school record, but yesterday he did break the school record in the pole vault. So, Francis also helped to start the SGVB club on campus, which has a focus on stopping human trafficking. He holds down a part-time job, balancing his athletics, academics, and working 15 to 20 hours a week. Francis has also managed to record over 300 community service hours. The majority of these hours were at his church, where he volunteers at summer camps, volunteers at VBS, and can be found frequently volunteering at the food pantry. Now I'm going to tell you why Francis is really here this morning, and why our staff nominated and voted for him. Yes, they appreciate his work ethic and his academic achievements and what he does in the classroom, but they love his attitude and his character. Francis is described by our staff as not only being engaged in the learning process, but constantly checking on those around him, making sure they are also learning. The staff has mentioned how Francis genuinely wants the same success for his peers as he will have for himself. He can be found tutoring and mentoring younger students. In fact, speaking of mentoring, this summer he has volunteered for a 6-week program where he'll be going to the Bronx and working with inner city kids through a summer day camp program, which involves academics and just a community-based program, and that's what he'll be doing. If you get a chance, ask him about it. His face will light up, even when he mentions that the people that are arranging it say, "It's going to be hard, Francis. There's a lot of work. There's going to be rejection, all that," and he doesn't care. This is what he's called to do. Francis may be one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. He accepts nothing but his best for himself, yet is willing and eager to share his best with others. Francis never seeks the spotlight, but because of his character and how he treats others, the spotlight has found him this morning. He is the perfect embodiment of Mesa pride: purpose, responsibility, integrity, duty, and excellence. Please welcome Francis Alapronte.
It's a really great honor just to be nominated for this award, even more so to be able to be here receiving it with all you great people. I just wanted to thank my staff, especially my teachers, for helping me out through school. Also my family and my dad. I also want to thank my librarian, Ms. Shuford, for being so wonderful. I actually just recently made the decision to be studying at the University of California, San Diego this fall semester, where I'll be studying chemistry. So someday I can be a forensic science technician and hopefully be able to help out as many people as I possibly can. And I plan on coming to move back here when I'm older to raise a family, because Murrieta is a great place. Thank you. And so I wanted to introduce my teacher, Mr. Liraz.
It's so many pages, I put it on my phone, so I'm not flipping through it. So, actually, I just want to read a couple of comments. I'm Jameson Lee Rosenall. I'm Francis's AP Calculus teacher. These are some comments made by other teachers. Francis immediately comes to mind when thinking about a senior that wholeheartedly represents pride. Francis is an exceptional AP student, member of our cross-country team, and our top track pole vaulter. And you heard about yesterday. I tried to stay long enough. I couldn't stay because, sorry, family first. One of my daughters turned 16 yesterday. So, let's see. While all the while holding down a part-time job at Del Taco. You still working? Okay. He puts a positive spin on everything, which is totally true. Always tells you he's doing super fly today, and and is well liked by his peers for sure. And by that I mean all the adults around too, because I see him as my equal. I really do. I mean, he's that mature of a young kid. So he's most deserving of this recognition. So that's what some other people said. I just think he's an awesome person. He's just a good guy. You know, the kind that you want your students to hang out with, your kids. Like. I'm not trying to matchmaker with my daughters, but and my older one, she actually has a boyfriend. But if anything were to happen, you know, I'm sorry. Anyhow, Francis is just good people. Everybody wants good people around them, and I really appreciate what he does for our students on campus. So, thank you, Francis. Oh, and thanks for inviting me to have this awesome, great breakfast. So.
Good morning. My name is Vince Alapranti. I'm Francis's father. First off, I want to thank our Lord. I want to thank this community and the school. You guys have all provided a great environment for which a child can grow and achieve his best, whatever he's called to do. I'm just very thankful for my family, especially my wife, and very thankful for you. I mean, if I go too much longer, I'll probably start breaking down in tears. But I just want to tell you that my son has been driven since the day he was born, and he has never stopped. He's just kept going, and not just to achieve success, but to make a difference. He's always made a difference in his family. He's always made a difference with his friends. He's always made a difference in school and in the community, and he expects a lot of himself. Sometimes I think he's a little too hard on himself, but Francis, we're very proud of you, and we love you, and I know whatever you do, it'll be great, and stay the course. Love you.
Amen. All right, sit down. Great job. All right, great job. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Calvary Chapel Murrieta and Do-hee Lee.
Hi, I'm Do-hee Lee. I'm her student advisor, and it's my privilege and honor to introduce Soyeon Choi. She's such an incredible young lady who has impressed me with her academic determination, persistent good nature, and service for others. She's always on top of things, and she has great positive personality, and she's self-motivated and very mature and very respectful to others. She has shared with me her favorite Bible verse, which is Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. She wants to remember this whenever she faces difficulties or she has to make important choices. And I'm very proud of her, and it's my honor to introduce you, Soyeon Choi. Sorry.
Okay, good morning, guys. Okay, my name is Soyeon, and then I'm from Korea. And then I have been attending Calvary Murrieta Korean School for 4 years, including this current year. And then thank you for giving me the honor of being the April Student of the Month. I'm happy that I can give this honor to my parents on their 21st anniversary today in Korea. Yeah. Then, yeah, I hope they're still happy with each other. Yeah. Okay, I want to share a life lesson I have learned and will apply to my college time. When I was young, it was hard for me to accept different opinions, like from different people, because like I don't know, I assumed that everyone would have similar opinions to my own. I used to consider those who did not agree with what I considered normal as rebelling without a cause. I wrongly judged them with my bias, making sure to keep my distance from these people and their different opinions. I think I was afraid of being different. Yeah, I was coward. Yeah, I was afraid that they might hurt my feelings by letting me down if I let them get close to me. I thought that having a different opinion was equivalent to be wrong. However, the older I get, I'm beginning to understand that I have become a fool based on the prejudices I have created. I realized that what mattered most in the world was loving people despite their differences. We all come from different backgrounds, and although hard at times, we need to choose to love each other with the love of Jesus. I think this lesson can be applied to my college life, where people with different backgrounds and gathered in one place. I would definitely meet those who have a different religion, culture, and life perspectives. Unlike my past, I plan to approach these different perspectives with a living attitude, choosing to see people through the eyes of Jesus.
Okay, hi. My name is Taylor Proxmeyer, and I've had the honor of teaching Soyeon for the last 2 years. Last year I had her in AP Human Geography, and this year she's also in my AP Macroeconomics and AP US Government classes. So she is your AP student. She works very hard. Last year, she hardly spoke a word to me. She was so shy. She was always really kind and respectful, but this year, she has come out of her shell. Don't let the shyness fool you. There's some sass in there and some goofiness and just a fun, loving personality. I've loved getting to know her this year. I've seen her grow so much this year. Soyeon came to us as a freshman from Korea. So as a 14-year-old, 13-year-old, she's moving to a brand new country by herself without her family. She's had to learn culture and language. She had to make friends. She had to be mature and live adult life here on her own. And so I've always just been in awe of how she's done that so well. She's done it all with poise. Soyeon is one of the sweetest and humblest young ladies that I know. She struggles with English, so she works twice as hard as everybody else, especially in AP classes. She's reading books that are hard for even English speakers to read, and she's having to do that without much help as an English language learner, and she has just gone above and beyond. Every assignment that she does is thorough. When other students turn in 5 pages, she's turning in 10, and it's all meticulous and well done. She's just got a great work ethic. She's loved by her peers. She's super sweet, very humble. This year, she's had to face some letdowns. She initially thought she wanted to be a pilot, but may not have the eyesight to do it. And then she thought she was going to go to an American college, and things just didn't work out. So now she's going back to Korea for college, and she's been stressing and trying to figure all that out. And so I have a Bible verse for her. It's from Ephesians 2:10, and it says, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." And I truly believe that the future that you are so worried about, God already knows where you're going. And I believe that if you continue to put him first, you'll just see amazing things happen in your life, because she's so hardworking and so determined and kind. And I know you have nothing but the best ahead of you. So I'm very proud of you, and we will miss you next year.
I'm Katie Evans. I have the privilege of being Sion's guardian and host parent. We've had her living with us since December, and we all wish it had been longer. We're all going to be very sad to see her graduate. We even asked her maybe about funking her finals and staying another year, but she is determined to stay on her current course of good grades and, all that other boring stuff. So I'll just share what makes Sion so special. Sion Choi is the kind of girl who won't correct you when you say her name wrong, because she's sweet enough that she just appreciates that you made the effort. Sion is the kind of girl who's up for any challenge, whether it be taking multiple AP classes or camping out in freezing rain and being forced to sleep in the car with 3 other women and doing it with a smile on her face and not a complaint, even while everyone else was totally miserable. Sion gives grace before asking questions. She has kindness and patience for all in her path. She brings laughter and light wherever she goes. She has a beautiful heart, and we are very blessed to have her in our home.
Next is Vista Murrieta with Principal Mick Wager.
All right, feeling super fly this morning, so. I am, and if you ever thought you were the smartest person in the room, that today we'll definitely take care of that. Don't worry about it. We got, and Matt here, come on, closer. You have to squeeze in. Squeeze in. Here we go. Anyway, I'm happy, very happy to be able to present our last senior student of the month of the year, Matthew Yang. Matt is an incredibly accomplished and unbelievably dedicated musician who has somehow found a way to balance the time it takes to be that equally accomplished in that realm, as well as being an incredible student. He is without a doubt a model of our motto of class, character, leadership, attitude, scholarship, and service. Matt has won numerous awards and recognitions. You can tick them off, but they're numerous for piano competitions, including first place in the Inland Empire Piano Festival. He's both a concert pianist and a jazz piano player. He could improvise with the best of them, and he's just something else. And if we had a piano here, I'd set it up. I would shut my mouth. He'd play for you, and you'd say, "Oh, okay," and then you would understand. He's been a leader in every program he's involved with. He's just this person, this young man who stands above others in maturity. In the marching band, he's the drumline captain. For the first time in our school's history, he led his group to win the prestigious, correct me if I'm wrong, High Percussion Caption Award. Hey, okay, all right. He's an integral part of our drumline, who's now for the first year part of the World Division, which is only one of 38 drumlines in the nation to be part of this prestigious group and division. And they recently finished 5th in the finals competition, and that's nationwide, so that's a pretty big deal. They recently, in addition to his extreme dedication to the marching band and winter drumline, he plays piano in our Jazz 1 band, and he plays in the jazz combo. He also sings with the chamber choir, and he accompanies the jazz choir with piano as well. In addition, he takes dual enrollment. He has taken dual enrollment, it's a college course on our campus, music theory, and also the music appreciation class. So he is sounds like he's all about music, like that would take every ounce of his time, but somehow he's able to balance those activities with his schoolwork, and that's just probably his greatest challenge, just balancing all that. And after last semester, Matt was ranked 11th in his class of 811, GPA of 4.35, has taken 14 advanced placement or dual enrollment courses. He is a machine, but he's human too. I mean, he's not just a machine. He's mature, he's dedicated, polite, and he's a very caring young man. Recently and tragically, we had a member of our band pass away, and the band is very close. It's a big family, and the news of this was, of course, shocking to everyone in the band and all in the school, of course, and it's very difficult for the students to take. After we made that announcement, we had students gather in our NPR to talk, to be with each other, to help start the grieving process. And as the students were sitting and talking, we had little tables, and they're sitting on the floor and around just talking to each other. I saw Matt move around all morning from group to group, making sure everyone was okay. It was something to see. It really was. It was a moving thing, and it really was a testament to someone who was just as upset about it to stand up and be that guy who others could count on. Going, like I said, group to group, patting him on the back, bringing him waters, just checking on everyone. He was natural, just a leader, and so his maturity and caring nature was very impressive, and really something to witness. So I am very proud to present to you, and I'm sure Mr. Levine and Mr. Wade have even more things to say about him, but I'm proud to present to you our last senior student of the month, and proud to call him a Bronco, Matthew Yang.
Hello. Oh, hello. Sorry. I'm gonna slowly well, faster. I'm gonna grow to this mic. Thank you everyone for putting on this event today and for being here and this overall support from the community. It's so amazing for all the students that I've heard from so far and that I will hear from. Like, it's inspirational to hear your stories as well, and it fires me up, and I can take that fire with me and continue and make the final stretch as we finish out this year. But to continue off of what Mr. Wager had said previously, in that moment, like, it was really difficult as a person. Sorry, I'm kind of like improvising a little bit, but to go off of that, like, Mozzie was very close to me, and in music, he was actually also in our Jazz One band as well. And I remember as a piano player, comping or accompanying him behind while he was soloing, and he just had this soul and feeling like I wanted to bring that kind of joy, that energy that he had, and make it more about remembering that instead of mourning, like counterbalancing that, like with that loss. And that was just a really cool opportunity for me to do that while I was still grieving. I was able to show the side of Mozzie that was really memorable and bring that out to the other students. And in addition to that, I would like to thank the sponsors for putting on this event again, like going through my thank yous. You all mean so much to me, including as well as my parents here today, or my mom here today, the principal, my band directors. This is Donald Wade and Brent Levine, and they've both been so magnanimous in my journey. And I would like to bring about a story. One time I was in I was in the top band for Mr. Wade as a freshman. And I was going in there, I was really nervous because these are a bunch of juniors, seniors, they're all ready to go, they're raring, like they're killing it on their instruments. And I was just a little tiny freshman percussionist, like in the back, sitting in the chair, you know, kind of a little antsy in my pants. But I remember Mr. Wade calling out to me, and he said, I need a favor from someone someone in the crowd. And I jumped up and I was like, yes sir, Mr. Wade. And he said, there's like, Matt. And then I was like, yes sir, how may I help? And he told me to do something, and I stood up there like in my straightest posture and was like, sir, yes sir. And then I sat right back down, and I just remember all the seniors, they told me that story this year because I completely forgot. I was like, what? I did that? But that kind of honor, that kind of respect is something that I carry along with me, because my goal in life is to serve other people, and by serving other people, I serve myself, because I invest in the kind of giving back that like this community is so well known for. I take that to heart, and I apply that to everything I do, along with the music, everything I'm involved in the different groups, percussion, piano, different genres. I also am involved in NHS as well as CSF and Interact Club, California Scholarship Federation, and through that I get to mentor other students as well as give back through community outreaches, including serving the homeless for care packages, as well as the Operation Christmas, the Christmas box. I'm losing the name. The Operation Christmas Child. Yes, that was it. But I'm able to give back in these many different ways, and just seeing everyone grow because of the leadership that I take on is something that I will truly take with me into my my following experiences. And as I go to college, I'm going to be attending, actually just yesterday I decided and committed to Cal State Fullerton for jazz and classical piano performance. And yeah, thank you. Sorry, I'm taking up a lot of time, so I'm going to finish up. But in that, I would like to give back by coming back to Murrieta and being able to possibly clinic or help out with the band program that has given me so much over these 4 years. Like, I can't express in words how much these people up here and all the dignitaries, all the officers, all my teachers, my mentors, everyone in my life has made such an impact on me, and I'm so blessed and grateful. I thank God every day for the opportunities I've been given, so thank you.
So Matt was so kind to pick both of us, so we're both going to just speak very briefly. A really interesting thing about Matt that happened last week, Mr. Wager mentioned he's in my dual enrollment class. And we're studying romantic music right now. So we're giving presentations and talking about composers and, you know, people from the 1800s, just like you guys talk about in your free time. And so I was trying to explain some things, and I said, well, you know, it just really wouldn't make sense unless you heard it. So we tried to watch some YouTube videos, and Matt just raises his hand. You want me to just play it? Oh, sure. And I think it was about 10 minutes of just Matt playing incredible Chopin and everyone in the room just getting it. And these are kids who don't study music. We're fortunate with our dual enrollment program to have some of the top kids on campus in there studying music history, but they're not musicians. They understood the art thanks to Matt. And I think that speaks volumes about what he does. we're lucky enough to be around a lot of great musicians in our life. Most of them are not interested, like Matt is, in the success of other people. That's a rare thing, especially, no offense to any piano players in the audience, but for people who are concert pianists and things like that. Generally, it's like, I'm going to wake up and practice 6 hours and go to bed. Please don't talk to me. And, you know, Matt, we're very fortunate. We have about 10% of the school in our band program, and every single one of those kids looks up to this guy. And the impact he's had has just been remarkable from the first day he was there. It's not just a senior year kind of thing. So we're very thankful to have him. A lot of our success over the last couple of years has to do with his leadership and his willingness to put others first. Because if he chose to do it the other way around, he would still get a great opportunity to play at a university like he's about to get. But he wasn't interested in just himself. And I think that really is my favorite thing about him. Now I'll have my colleagues say a few words.
Well, Mr. Levine just stole almost everything I was going to say. That was great. You know, it's always special when a teacher learns from their student. And Matt's been one of those students where every time he sits at the piano, I'm gonna gain something. He operates in the musical artistic realm at a level that I could never even understand. And so I think one of the special things about Matt is that he's not just there to try to get the right notes and the right rhythms, but he really tries to put in his heart and his performance into what the composer's intent was. What was the art behind the notes that are on the page? And I think that's Matt's drive in life, is to not just live it, but to do it the right way. And he's an example of that for all of us. So thank you for everything you've done for our school and our band and for me personally, Matt. Thank you.
I guess it's my turn. First of all, I want to thank all the educators here, as well as the community who support the arts and just provide just an amazing environment for our kids to grow, to nurture them, and to just really get better every day and every year. Where do I start? Let's see. When I was pregnant with Matthew, I worked in Manhattan. I had an hour commute on the train along the Hudson River to get to work every day, an hour down, an hour up. So I would put on Mozart on my Sony Walkman. And instead of putting it on my ears, I would put it on my belly. And I think that's where it all started. I'm not sure. I know God has gifted me with this wonderful young man who's standing right behind me. And I'm so proud of you, Matthew. But it's not just about talent. It's about the support and the people who surround him, who encourage him and lift him and challenge him every day. And for the last 4 years, I couldn't be more grateful. And for Mr. Wade and Mr. Levine and Mr. Wager, who set an amazing tone for our whole school, and for Miss Carol, who supported him from the very beginning in the arts. So thank you so much. Before I start bawling in tears, I just want to say thank you also for Sizzler. We come here all the time for family events. I love this place. So that's all I have to say. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful. Thank you. Congratulations.
All right, thank you. And he crammed as many words as he could. Just like when he's sitting at the piano, it's a lot of notes going on in a short period of time. And also imagine him not just playing piano, because I know you have this picture in your head, but you need to imagine him at the drum line, down on the drum with the bandana on his head and just leading him. He's crazy. Anyway, thank you very much. And I'm not sure, who do we have next? We're going to have Springs Charter with Ben Taylor. All right, come on up. Congratulations, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for hosting again. We normally get 2 shots at this a year, and we're really excited to celebrate our 4th Student of the Year at a small high school like ours. So I really appreciate the support and being part of this venue, so thank you. As I start today, I want you to think about 2 concepts, determination and prom shoes, and I'll come back to that in a minute. So I have the privilege of introducing Tran this morning as our Student of the Month for Temecula Student Center. As one of our youngest seniors on our campus, she's one of our brightest and wisest, and she's a phenomenal model for some of our less mature students. So we really appreciate her in the hallways and in the classrooms. This year we instituted intensive schedule for most of our students. And in math and sciences, it's been a challenge to run sort of a 4x4 block. Those of you that have been involved in scheduling know some of the challenges with that. But it's challenging for students to take a year of chemistry in a semester or a year of calculus in a semester. And it's been a big leap for many of our students. Tran has jumped right in and persevered and used that determined spirit to really excel. Her math teacher said that she comes in countless days after school, off hours, to make sure she understands the concepts. And I think this is a wonderful example for others of persevering through some of this. So she's maintained nearly a 4.0 GPA over these 4 years. She's taken a heavy science load, anatomy, chemistry, physics, all the big science classes. She's also been involved in multiple CT pathways, child development, health and nutrition, safety. So we really appreciate her stretching herself in that regard. I asked the teachers to comment a little bit, and multiple teachers said, I wish we could clone her, and I think some of the other principals feel that way, but it would be a really easy job if we had, 200 trans walking through the hall. So, last thing, back to the prom shoes. Every single year, and those of you that have been to prom lately, young ladies will know, your feet get tired, right? You're not used to wearing those fancy shoes, so all of you that have been people at the proms and the winter formals know there's a big pile of high heels in the corner, right? So Tran decided this year, as a symbol of her determination, that she was going to make it through the entire prom with her shoes on. So I'm proud to announce, she's a great student and also can have that determination through the prom and hold her shoes. So I'd like to introduce Tran this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so first off, I'd like to thank you for having me here today as Student of the Month for April. I definitely like to thank my family for supporting me in everything that I do, and I'd also like to thank my teachers and the staff at Springs Charter for helping me and allowing me to figure out what I want to do in the future. So after graduating, I plan on going to Palomar College for 2 years and then transferring over to San Diego State University in order to major in cellular and molecular biology, because in the future I plan on becoming an anesthesiologist, and I wouldn't have gotten to anywhere close to that plan if it weren't for the teachers and the staff at my school to, who helped me figure all that out and figure out what I want to do and allowed me to take classes in order to prepare me for the future that I've chosen for myself. And once again, I'd like to just say thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I've had the privilege of knowing Tran for 4 years at the Temecula Student Center, and I've taught her in world language classes. And Tran is just a delight to have in class, and she's really wonderful and sweet. She's always thinking of others. Not only does she get her things done, she's one of the most consistent students that I've seen over the years. I never worry about whether Tran is going to come through or get something done. She's gets her stuff done and also encourages others to do the same and brings out the best in others. So just really appreciated the spirit and the personality and her wonderful self being part of our program over the last 4 years. So I'm really proud to honor you this morning. Thank you. Does your mom or aunt want to say no? Okay.
All right. All right. Mom says thank you. Next, I'd like to bring up Mark Pettengill and Murrieta Valley High School. Thank you.
As we're working our way up here, the life of a high school principal. I've had my last 3 meals have been with Mr. Ellis at Mesa and Mr. Wager, who is, by the way, he is very super fly. I've noticed that, and it's been fun hanging out with him. And so 3 for them and 0 for my wife this week, but don't feel sorry because I have we have a date on Saturday. We're going to the Richard Nixon Library for a prom, so we'll be there. So Tiffany will have her date there too. So. Look at that smile. So I'm pleased to have the opportunity to introduce Murrieta Valley High School Sizzler Student of the Month, Tiffany Jackson. Tiffany is a great example of our school motto, to do things the right way with respect, integrity, teamwork, and excellence. Tiffany moved to Murrieta from North Carolina before her sophomore year. She is one of the top students at Murrieta Valley High School while taking many challenging international baccalaureate and advanced placement courses. At Murrieta Valley High School, she has been part of our Science Olympiad. She has been part of the ASB Academic Commission for 2 years. She has worked in drama tech. Both her grandfathers passed away due to complications with heart disease. Because of this, Tiffany desires to be a cardiothoracic surgeon. Her father is a physician. Her mother is a clinical researcher. She shadows physicians in her free time. She began a club at Murrieta Valley High School for students that want to be physicians called MedC, Medical Education Discussion Club. As many as 12 students that sit around and talk about when we become physicians, this is what we're going to do. Her mother, Rebecca, I think has done an outstanding job. She came from Belize when she was 8 to New York City and has helped Tiffany to never lose sight of where she's from and from Belize. So she has the opportunity to go back to Belize once a year and to contribute there and to have a global-minded focus. So annually she visits her family in Belize, where she also works in hospitals and shadows physicians. She desires to return to Belize and introduce a STEM program for young girls in the, here it goes, Garifuna language. Did I come close?
Yes.
Okay. Which she speaks, understands, and speaks partially, and her mother has instilled that in her to where she can grow and learn with that. And where she's from is very important. I am big into sayings, and I have a saying in my office, and I think of this when I think of Tiffany: don't forget where you've come from, and always focus on where you're going. And that's where she's at, and that's what Mom has instilled in her, and that's what makes her so very special. Comment from Mrs. Fryer, one of her math teacher. Tiffany is one of the most dedicated students I've had the privilege to teach. I was lucky enough to be her math teacher 2 years in a row, where she excelled and maintained the highest grade in each of the classes. Tiffany has such a great sense of humor, incredibly high academic and emotional intelligence, and brightens the room every day. She is globally conscious and one of those students who will undoubtedly make valuable contributions to society, and I'm sure the world. So, Tiffany Jackson.
Hello and good morning. As Dr. Pettengill mentioned, my name is Tiffany Jackson and I'm a senior at Murrieta Valley High School. So I won't lie, Dr. Pettengill kind of stole a lot of my speech, so I'll just weave around and mention a few things that he didn't. So I moved here the summer before my sophomore year, and I think I sought change as I had been living with my mom for most of my life, so I chose to move here with my dad. And granted, prior to moving here, I conducted lots of research, and I was elated to find the high performance of Murrieta schools, as well as the consistently inspiring community involvement of all of my peers. So upon moving here, I took AP and IB courses, joined Science Olympiad, started my medical club, and all of this led me to my acceptance to UCLA, at which I will be studying microbiology, immunology, and molecular genetics as a pre-med student so that I can become the cardiothoracic surgeon that I aspire to be. And I always say that I have two main goals in life. The first is to revolutionize the treatment for heart attacks, like a tribute to both of my grandfathers. And the second would be to start a STEM program for young girls in Dungri, Belize. And so I'm super excited to start my future at UCLA and beyond, and I'm so thankful for this opportunity. And now I'll introduce my BFF, Mr. Henniger.
Good morning. It's an honor to be here. Tiffany is one of those students that are unique and that you don't have very many of them. I've been teaching for 39 years, and she's one of the best students that I've ever had. So it's a pleasure to teach her every day. I mean, she's an awesome student. You heard Dr. Pettengill. That goes without saying that all these students are awesome students, but she's one of those kids that when she comes into the room every day, she brightens the whole room, right? And makes the classroom a fun place to be for me. And after 39 years, I really need that, right? So it's just a pleasure to have her in class and for her to be there. You can see her smile. Brightens my day and brightens everybody else's day. So congratulations, Tiffany.
Good morning. Thank you for having us here, and I'd like to thank the sponsors because that's also important. My daughter, she wanted to be a flower when she grew up. That's what she said. And then I sacrificed my career in staying at home with them. So to be here today to see her being honored as Student of the Month and going forward with her career, I am so honored to I have no regrets, and seeing that it was all for this. So I am grateful and thankful that she did aspire not to become that flower, but to become a physician. Thank you.
Thank you, and welcome back to the stage, Mary Walters.
I told you it would be special, didn't I? It was. And, you know, Mrs. Jackson, she is a flower because she has that beautiful smile. She really is. So at this time, I'd like to invite our dignitaries to come forward. We have Scott Agajanian from the City of Murrieta, Brenda Denstedt from Congressman Ken Calvert's office, John Hunneman from Senator Jeff Stone's office, Samantha Stillwell from Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez's office, Dr. Judy White from Riverside County Office of Education, Nairobi Burks from Supervisor Chuck Washington's office, and Mr. Patrick Kelly, our Superintendent of Murrieta Valley Unified School District. And while they're lining up over there, I wanted to show you, you're going to get a pile of thank you cards. We don't have them for you today, but we will be delivering them to you. And then we did something very nice for you. We have address labels. So you don't have to worry about handwriting all of those addresses. So please take the time to write the thank you notes to all of the sponsors because they really appreciate those. I get those and I really appreciate those thank you cards. And sometimes we really get some special ones, and then those just kind of stay up on my counter, and that gives the sponsors the feedback to continue to give, because that's really what it's all about. So I am going to turn it over to our dignitaries at this time.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Samantha. I'm here on behalf of Assemblywoman Melissa Melendez's office. And John from Senator Stone's office so graciously let me go first because every single time I complain that I hate following John and I hate following Scott because they're just so funny and I can't keep up. So I'm sure all the principals are so tired of me saying, oh, this is so not fair that I have to follow. But I just want to congratulate all of the students. You know, your hard work is definitely not going unrecognized. Your parents are noticing it, your teachers, your principals, and obviously everybody in the community, because we're all here gathering around you and we're really just rallying for you to go on and succeed and eventually come back and be that great force in Murrieta that inspires students for years to come. So we thank you and congratulate you.
Good morning, students, parents, and staff, and Sizzler. On behalf of Supervisor Chuck Washington, I want to congratulate you on your accomplishments. You guys are doing an amazing job. I'm looking at your faces and you look like this. Smile, you guys. This is the time for you to just breathe it in. Breathe in your accomplishments. You are outstanding students. And every representative in here, I'm sure we can all attest to the same thing. We are so happy that you're in Murrieta District. But as you go on to this next chapter of your life, I want to remind you to take people who are going along the same track, take them with you. Leave the people who, you know, are gonna bring you down, because all you wanna do is go up. That's all you wanna do. And bring your parents with you too. Don't forget about your parents. And also, last reminder, I'm not sure if you were paying attention, but there's a lot of school district representatives here and the Chamber of Commerce is here. Make those connections, internships, people. Have a good day. Again, congratulations.
Hi, I'm John Hunneman with Senator Stone's office. I'm feeling a lot of pressure to be funny. Senator Stone is in Sacramento today. He will, however, be in Murrieta tomorrow, and we are touring Vista Murrieta High School with the senator and checking out the CTE program over there. So I know the senator is looking forward to that. As I look around the room, I figure I'm about the 74th smartest person in the room. Just ahead of Kip. All right, wow, the pressure's off. I've been funny. But I want to congratulate you all. I was thinking, it's amazing that it was, as we head toward graduation, it's been 22 years since my oldest son graduated from Murrieta Valley High School. And it's been 10 years since my youngest graduated from Murrieta Valley High School. I miss high school more than he does, because we had a great time going through the school system here. It's the time of year, I think, that as parents, maybe you're going through this, and maybe you're not, because your students are so well-versed and well-traveled that they've been all over the world. I know 10 years ago, my son was asking us, where do you want to go? Well, Dad, where do I get to go on my senior trip? Like we owed him a senior trip for finishing high school. And we talked about it a while, and he said, Dad, where did you go on your senior trip? And I said, you know what, son? I went to boot camp. Great Lakes, Illinois. It was just 13 fun weeks in the sun and fun of a Navy boot camp. But again, and you've heard it before, and having been part of the Murrieta Valley School District as a parent, I was a PTA president at Murrieta Valley High School. We did the newsletter at Avaha Elementary and got involved with our kids' lives. What's happened here hasn't happened by accident. It's been the school district and the community are great because of the people who laid the foundation and the people who continue to make it grow. So congratulations, good luck, enjoy your school trip. Hopefully it's not boot camp, and hopefully you will see some of you here next month as a Student of the Year. Thanks.
Good morning. It is such a pleasure to be able to serve as your Riverside County Superintendent of Schools. I get the opportunity to travel the entire county, but I'll tell you something, Murrieta is strong. So students, know that that strength is within you as you go forward. I would like to also take this opportunity to be able to say to you that as county superintendent, we got the letter from the state, you have to select a district that's #1 in the whole county. And they gave us criteria. And we looked at the criteria, so Murrieta is the #1 district in the county. Yes. And they will be honored as distinguished district at a state event. But when we had the Employee of the Year program, 2 employees from Murrieta were selected, the Counselor of the Year and the Site Support Person of the Year, right here in Murrieta. But today, it's the students. We focus on you, and I leave you with this quote: whatever your life's work, do it well. Do it so well that neither the dead, the living, or the unborn could do it any better. And that's by Dr. Martin Luther King. So be strong in the Lord and the power of his might, and we celebrate you. We celebrate you today.
Never follow a doctor. So you're supposed to get the mayor, but today you get me, so outside of the downgrade, you're not going to know the difference. I want to talk a little bit. Today we heard stories of perseverance and achievement, and I want to speak to that because what we were just speaking about was the fact that this is the exemplary school district in the county of Riverside. 23 school districts, this is #1. You are the reason why they're the exemplary school district. You guys are very exemplary, and I'm feeling particularly sappy today. So we're going to get into this. What I like to do is predict what all of you students are going to be doing in the future. No, oh my gosh. There's no reason to be fearful. No daunting here. I was going to go down the list with Christoph. I don't know if he's in here right now, but he's a really good speaker. Nobody talked about his voice. He had that deep baritone, and he's a chef. That is our next celebrity chef right there. He's probably making an omelet right now with really weird ingredients. Next up, Francis. Francis, I love this. You work at Del Taco, but you want to be a forensic science technician. So I see you're already putting those skills to work, determining what food products are in those tacos. Nicely done. After that, we've got Sion. I heard Sion and Soyon. I heard both of them, and then I heard that you're very giving and kind with how people pronounce it. My last name is Agajanian, just like it sounds. Spell it right, real easy. So I get that all the time. But if it's Sion, give me a... Okay. Sion. So, really sappy, but you want to be a pilot, you don't have the eyesight, you're flying already. You don't need to be a pilot to fly, girl. You're doing fantastic. Matthew, you talk as fast as I do. I mean, don't ever stop. From the very beginning, people told me, slow down, no one can understand you. Don't change who you are, don't change what you do, you're fantastic. We already know what you are. You're a musician, go do it, make people happy. You're fantastic at it. Everybody just worships you for it. Next up, Tran just came out and said, anesthesiology. You already knew it, you already had it done. Where can I go with this? If I'm going to predict what you're going to do in the future and you tell me what you're going to do in the future, I've lost my ability to be a prognosticator. So thanks a lot for stealing my thunder. And finally, Tiffany. So I love what you want to do and I love why you want to do it. Cardiothoracic surgeon. If only we had somebody sitting in the back of the room at the immediate right who worked for a university medical center that really focuses on cardiovascular studies. Maybe we could recruit a job for you today and keep you here in Murrieta, since what I do is economic development for Murrieta, and we're looking for surgeons all the time. So I'm not saying that you're committed to hiring anyone particularly today, but you are. So you guys are fantastic. Thank you for all the hard work you've done to get where you are today, and congratulations.
Good morning. Isn't Scott wonderful? He always gets everybody rolling. My name is Brenda Denstead, and I'm here today on behalf of our Congressman Ken Calvert, who wants to offer his sincere congratulations on your outstanding achievements and all the efforts that you put forward, and wish you the very best in your future. As a mom of a graduating senior this year, I will be spending Saturday getting my daughter ready for the prom. Picked her dress up last night from the alterations. It fits beautifully. Thank you for the small successes. As a mom of a daughter who graduated in 2016, who passed away from a rare form of bacterial meningitis this past September, I can tell you that I have moved forward in the journey without her, painfully, but with a lot of life lessons. And one of those that I realized, that the time that you spend on this earth has zero to do with the impact that you can have on others. You have that choice of how you impact people in your lives every single day. She was a kind person, she was a loving person, and she left her mark on the world that way. I encourage each and every one of you in all the pursuits that you choose, and God bless you, that are going into the medical profession. It's a needed field. We have so many challenges to face and things to overcome. And in this day and age, no child should ever lose their life because of something so tragic that could be prevented. I wish you all the very best. You've all been blessed today with the people that surround you, that have lifted you, that will continue to lift you on your journey. The parents who have stood by you, to the mom who said it was a sacrifice to stay home with her children. It was a gift. To the teachers who have dedicated their lives to giving you the knowledge so that you can pursue your dreams, who have dedicated 39 years. God bless you. To the community who continues to back you and will always be here standing strong, and waiting for you with open arms when you return home. We all wish you much success in your future. God bless each and every one of you.
Wow. Good morning, everyone. As the superintendent of Murrieta Valley Unified School District, I don't know if I've ever been more proud to say those words as I am this morning. This is a very special day of the month, but I think of all of our presentations this year, for some reason, this one was just so impactful in such a strong way, and it was absolutely beautiful. And I walk away from a morning like this truly moved and inspired by what I've heard. Several people mentioned it, and another reason I'm so incredibly honored and proud to be in this position is Murrieta was named as one of 22 districts in the state of California with the designation of distinguished. There are over 1,000 school districts in the state of California, and we are one of 22 to receive that designation. And the big secret for me with that is I get to enjoy that, because it's not anything that's been done by a person. And I think this morning is such a beautiful story and a tapestry of why something like that happens. I look around this room and I look at the business leaders who have poured in for years and years. I take a look at the teachers who are so incredibly talented and who are paid such a fraction of what they actually deserve for what they pour in. I look at the community members and the leaders, and my gosh, John Hunneman, a PTA president from over 20 years ago, still involved, still pouring into the schools. I take a look at Sally Myers, who has given for years and years. I take a look at the parents who sacrificed and who gave the most beautiful type of gift you could do in sending such amazing, incredible kids to this school district. So you can see it's amazing what it takes to have a community such as this. And so students, and it was said by a couple of you, but I bet it's in everyone's head, this community wants you to go and do your thing and come back to this community. There is so much to give and to once again pour back into for the future. It's an amazing community because of the people that you've seen come here. And it doesn't happen by accident. It happens on purpose because of just tremendous people. So, having said that, I just want to congratulate you students. You are amazing, how inspiring, and I'm just so proud to say I'm a member of this community. Congratulations.
It's hard to bring this to an end this morning, huh? So I hope that you have enjoyed the students and their stories this morning, and I know we've all been inspired. At the conclusion of our program, we are going to take pictures out in front of Sizzler. So students, you will collect your backpacks and we'll take pictures with your family, with your teachers, with your administrators, with the dignitaries. And so we'll have a good time with that. And at this point, I'd like to invite Sally back up to close our program.
I was certainly touched today, and I know that you all were too. And at the very end, I like to be able to share, similar to Scott, but not exactly like Scott. Where are you at? You did an awesome job, by the way. That was so cool. You're good. And I do take copious notes of all of the students and just a few words from my heart. And so I'd like for Matthew to please stand. So, Mr. Matthew, just a couple of words that I was very impressed with you on. I love your energy. It is so exciting. And the fact that at your age you're working on balance. You know, I'm still trying to balance my life, and you seem to have it all together. But what I loved about you was that your goal is serving others, and as you're serving others, you're satisfying your soul and your heart and your passion and how you outreach to others, and how very thankful that you are. So I know you're going to be very successful, so congratulations to you. And Sayan, I was just really just loved your humility, your sweet nature that you have, that awesome smile. And when you talked a little bit about, you know, kind of being a little bit afraid of being different or different opinions of others, and my thought immediately went how when you talked about going home, and that God has a special plan for you, and He has made you unique as each one of the students and individuals in this room, and so He does have a perfect purpose for you, and I know that you are going to fulfill that mightily, so congratulations to you. And Francis. Hello, Mr. Francis. I was also very impressed with you, and some of the great words that talked about that were shared about you is attitude and your character, and how you're going to spend the summer in the Bronx. You're going to have a great time. You're going to be such a motivational mentor and encourager to those students, and I know they're going to look up to you. And it's always amazing how God sends us to special places in our lives, and how He's going to use you in that way. And just the fact that you are very driven, and one of the words used about you is you're good people. So keep it up. Congratulations to you. And of course, Christoph, who's not here, and so Tammy, we just want to say that I was really taken by his sharing the challenges that he has had in his life, and doing it in such an open and confident way. But what I loved about that is how he does empathize with others. He's very wise. He's very thoughtful about how he is going to take the challenges that he has in his life, turns it into a strength, and be able to walk alongside others and to be able to build them up. And he's going to do amazing work. So tell him thank you. Miss Tran, where's Tran? There you are. You are also just a very, I can see a sweet-natured young lady. I love the talk about you persevering, you know, through your life, and how you're very consistent. And I thought of being focused and humble and thoughtful and encouraging others, and really having that heart to serve. So congratulations to you. And Tiffany, the word that came to mind was caring, and how you want to be able to give of your life to serve others. And I loved how you shared about your two grandfathers, and how determined you are in wanting to be able to give back to this great country, Belize. And as you're doing that and learning and studying here in the United States, just how you are going to, I'm sure, bring others alongside you, and you will be able to motivate them and encourage them in what they want to do that's going to fulfill their special purpose. So congratulations to you. At the very end, I always like to share a word from Maxwell, and it was really interesting because I typically will, a few days ahead of time, try to determine a couple of words, and once I listen to all the student stories, I go, okay, this would be the great word. Well, this morning, God put Maxwell on my heart, and the one that came through is called Heart of a Leader. And so I'm dedicating this actually to my dad because of his heart, but I want to dedicate it to you all as well, because when you look at what each one of you want to do, you have that heart of a leader. So we'll put it together here. It's loading. So hold on one second. I'm going to redo it. Every now and then it does that to me. I get it all set up. But it's just a very special word, and it really touched my heart this morning, so I know it will touch yours.
Hi, welcome to Minute with Maxwell. My name is John. Glad you're here today. Often people come to me with this phrase, the heart of a leader. What does it mean to have a leader's heart? Well, first of all, I would have you know that there are some leaders that don't have the heart that they need to. They don't care for their people like they should. I've often said people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And so the heart of a leader is more than just having the ability to see the future and to give direction, to inspire and lift people. It's all about connecting with people. We do not connect with others head to head. We connect with others heart to heart. In fact, I've often taught that what leaders do, in fact, it's in the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, is they touch a heart before they ask for a hand. And the way that you and I touch the heart of others is by giving them our heart. Remember this, leaders go first. So if you're a leader, give people your heart. Trust me, they'll return by giving you the very same. I'm glad you're with me today on Minute with Maxwell.
So I just want to thank you for connecting and touching the heart of others around you, and I know that God will use you in a very special way. So congratulations, and that concludes our program today. Thank you.